Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another week of me trying to be profitable and earn a payout. And this was a pretty good week for me overall, taking those A+ setups with confidence, and my rates have been improving quite a lot as well. I've been thinking a lot about how I can continue to improve and grow, and I've been working hard to maintain that discipline to continue to work hard. And it's been a bit tough recently with the daylight savings change, but honestly, I just gotta figure it out. I made the choice to do this trading shit, and if the hours are gonna be at 1:30, then that's just gonna be how it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into this week's trades. Again, first day of the week, and overall we are moving quite bullish right now towards the strong liquidity up here, and we had some imbalances we're currently we're reacting to currently, which were bearish, though the overall trend right now was bullish as we were making higher highs and higher lows. And looking at price lower down, we were moving bullish with some nice volume too, and we had some imbalances below which I thought could be tapped, though we were moving with a bit of volume currently, which does make me think we could also just rip. And overall I am feeling a bit more bullish until at least the wick is swept out, though, as we are aligning for both the high time frame and the low time frame. And coming into the setup, we did get a bit after market open as price ended up pushing higher but failed to sweep this high time frame high, and price ended up getting a push lower, inversing this 1 minute fair value gap, which was a good piece of confirmation that I ended up entering off of. And low-key, this setup was pretty good, but my dumb ass thought that I could wait for more confirmation, so I ended up exiting out at break even. And alright, so today the setup was okay, and you might be wondering, why did you take it out, Owen? And to that I say, the high time frame high was still unswept, which I expected to be swept, and we hadn't formed the 5-minute IFVG at the time, and I wanted to get a little retest entry from this IFVG for an overall better trade that has more confirmation. And what I failed to realize before exiting the initial trade though was that we had a 5-minute wick sweep off the high, which counted for the high time frame high, and there was already another internal high time frame high that was also swept out during pre-market. So low-key, a severe lapse in judgment, but it's okay. I also realized that the setup today looked quite similar to another one that I won, but at the time I was way less focused on the wick sweep and had confidence in my confluences, which worked out nicely. So I'll be sure to add this to my mental library for next time. And overall, the look right now does seem to be pretty bearish, as we are currently respecting the trend with a 4-hour fair value gap and a 1-hour order block. And we did tap into NWOG and got a bit of a pushback, but we were still holding the trend, which is why I'm feeling a bit more bearish today. And coming lower, I do see some bearish confluences with a 15-minute wick sweep of a high, and we are currently retesting into this 15 and 5-minute order block too, which aligned us for both the high time frame and the low time frame, and that made me quite confident in taking this setup after getting confirmation. And we got that confirmation a short while later. Price ended up pushing higher at market open, where we then got a 5-minute wick sweep of a high, which added on even more to the bias, and then we got a massive wave lower with some good volume, and this kind of also broke past the swing low, which also allowed me to get into the setup. And the trade was quite big low-key. I think they raised the pip size again. But yeah, it was being pretty slow today, and we're just stalling out for a while. With setup this good though, I think we'll be all good. Honestly, I don't think that there's anything too bad with the setup today. I took a setup that I was confident in, and the setup didn't play out, which is quite unfortunate. The setup was A+ as we got a good break, and I'm just taking it as part of the data set. Normal to take a few losses here and there, and I just gotta stay consistent. Alrighty, so today seemed to be a bit conflicted with us having some high time frame confluences for bearish, but just recently getting a shift higher to establish a fresh uptrend. And price on the low time frame was also reflecting the uptrend idea with a 15 and 5-minute order block, which was overlapped with the newly developed 1-hour order block. And this key level was my interest zone, as it has really good confluences, so if we did get some confirmation from this level, I would be very confident in this setup. And price ended up getting a push down initially from this 15-minute IFVG. I did think that we could get a push down, but I was still overall feeling the longs a lot more, which is why I decided to stay out for now. It was pretty close to market open, and the confluences were just too good to ignore as well. But yeah, price ended up sweeping out the draws on liquidity to the sell side, and we ended up getting a shift higher with a 1-minute IFVG, which I entered off of. And initially I entered with about $200 risk, but after seeing price confirm the move higher again, I decided to top up the contracts to get to my regular risk. And price ended up ripping really nicely. We took out all the recent draws on liquidity to the buy side, which is where I took out a majority of my profits. I decided to leave a runner to see how that would play out, and we ended up getting a nice bounce to push price up to hit my TP for a nice one today. And looking a massive day for me. The setup was really clean, and me holding that patience to see how price would react from the move flow was a really good decision, as I just felt too strongly for the longs today. The confluences and market structure were both just showing really strong indications for bullish. The read today was good, and I'm really happy with the patience, and I'm going to keep trying to maintain that. Again, going into today, we seem to be pretty bearish, as we do have some nice imbalances to work with here. We had an internal wick sweep of the high, which adds on more to this downtrend bias, and looking at the low time frame, we seem to be reflecting this too. We have a 15 and 5-minute order block again, with price getting a nice push down, but low-key, if we get a little retest, maybe we could go for the shorts. Low-key price was chopping really hard, so I might not be able to find an entry. So yeah, I did end up finding an entry after seeing price shift lower on the 1 minute with the IFG and a wick sweep of the high after respecting a 5-minute order block for bearish. Honestly, a pretty good setup overall as it considered both confluences and market sentiment, and price ended up running really well and we hit our TP shortly after for a nice win. And today's setup was pretty good. I would say it's A+ since it had those great confluences backing it up and also good momentum. Only thing was that my performance overall wasn't A+, so that's why I didn't get the best entry or proper risk in. I was confident in the setup because it was what I was eyeing up initially, but my execution was off since before the confirmation price ended up pushing higher, which made me think I wasn't going to get an entry today. But since we did get that confirmation, I did enter, but only after a bit of contemplation. Yeah, as you can see, that's also why today's win was a little bit smaller, but no matter. I can take these A+ setups. I just need my mental to match up and keep executing those setups, but with a better mental. Alright guys, so overall we seem to be quite bearish right now as we are establishing that trend, and we do have a lot of selling momentum as we can see here. Not too many confluences though, just this one or order block above which is still untapped. Though one thing to note is that we are a bit bullish on the low time frame with us showing signs of a potential reversal and us getting a bit of accumulation. And I don't like the fact that the time frames are a bit unaligned, but to be fair, the 1 hour can be used as a target as it's still untapped. So if the bullish momentum on the low time frame continues to hold and gets confirmation, then that'll most likely be the trade I go for. And I ended up getting an entry for shorts after seeing price stump from market open. Price ended up shifting lower on the 5 minute and we confirmed with a 1 minute fair value up and a 1 minute highlight golden zone tap 2. And these confluences along with the momentum made the setup A+, and it was honestly great to take. And I took this setup with confidence and the setup ran really well, and yeah, we took a nice little dub to end off the week. And the setup today was real clean. There's nothing I would really change about it, to be honest. I took that setup with confidence after it confirmed, and the setup played out really well. Proud of the setups that I took today, and I'm glad that I'm performing well taking these A+ setups. Alright, so not that about does it for this week. Overall, not too bad of a week, I'll be for real. Like, I took some pretty nice setups that were A+, and they were backed up by my model, and this week was a pretty good week for probability, as many of them did play out. A lot of mistakes were more just me either not letting them play out or just not paying enough attention, which yes is pretty stupid of me, but I'm glad that I am getting a better foothold of things. I've been thinking a lot about how I can improve, and honestly, my mental in terms of the trading has gotten a lot better. I've conditioned myself to taking those A+ setups and accepting that probability-based mindset that my model will take losses here and there. I've gotten a lot more data on my model through backtesting, so now I'm really confident that it will work out. It just needs good execution over time and I'll be chilling, but I'm on the right path, I reckon. I'll keep pushing to improve. And yeah, otherwise that's about it for this week, so I'm gonna do my assignments now. If you guys are interested, check out the Discord, just a chill place for everybody to talk and grow as traders, and yeah, everybody's pretty chill in there. So yeah, trying to help you guys again, but that's about it for this one, so I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.